I haven't done one of these in a while, so I am so excited to do a quick tutorial on how to create an easy bookmark. So for this, I am going to leave the measurements on the screen. It is 4 by 10 or 4 inches. I'm sorry, 4 inches by 14 inches. You need two round magnets, and this is such a beginner friendly project. Also, I am ironing on my wool mat. See how easy that just glides through? And the great thing about this is it can actually sit on my cutting mat because the heat doesn't get through and doesn't create any problems of wobbling. If you've been here for a while, you know that that's exactly what happened to my old mat. So I am so happy I'm able to continue to do my projects on my sewing or my craft room table because I have nowhere else to do it. Anyway, so for this, you're going to take your 4 by 14 inch rectangle, iron it halfway through in the middle, and then you're going to fold it again, just like you see here. I'm using my little portable fun iron. I love this iron. It's just what I need for my craft project. And fold it the other side and do the exact same thing. This is an easy beginner friendly project. So you just, if you know how to stitch or use your sewing machine to sew down a straight line, you can do this. Now I will mention, because we're working with magnets here, be careful, especially if this project is being done by a younger person, because you need to be able to understand where the magnets are going to be so you don't ruin your machine. The purpose of this is to be able to use it for projects that, or use the bookmark for things that might be a little thicker and you don't want just a regular bookmark. You want something fun and fancy. I am also using my fabric piece that has all sewing notions on there. So I'm excited about it. I don't think I've done anything with this, with the sewing notions fabric. So this is pretty cool. I got this fabric off of Michael's. Yeah, I got it off of Michael's a few months ago, and you can go back and see the video I did of unboxing or sharing the fabrics I purchased. Anyways, so once you're done with this, iron it flat. Again, loving my wool mat. And then now we're going to take this and start the process of not just folding, but also start the process of putting this together. So I'm ironing it in half, but I am not going to sew it like that. So the reason I'm doing that is because I want to know exactly where my halfway point is. So for this, all you need to do is mark where that halfway point is. I'm going to use marking chalk. And I'm going to avoid the heat on there because that'll clear it up right real quick. So now that you have that down, you're just going to take this and kind of fold it into itself like you're creating a spear. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to, you're going to create like a triangle at the top there with the pointer facing the stitch you just created. So this is starting to come together. Now, this is not just a regular bookmark because this one is going to have a magnet on either side. So because we're doing that, I also have to make sure I am identifying enough space or enough room to have my round magnets in there. So I'm going to take one, and these magnets are pretty strong. I gotta say, I struggled with it a little bit. So as you can see there, there's a little bit of a pocket there. I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew a straight stitch down, making sure you don't catch the magnet. So like I said, if you have a little one doing this project, you want to make sure that they're very careful because you don't want them to break a needle, get hurt trying to sew down the area there. So yeah, I thought I had filmed this part, but I guess I didn't. But this is what it looks like with a magnet inside of it. Now we're going to go ahead and start putting this together. So see how I'm folding that inside? This is just to make sure that my end piece and my end areas are together. So I'm going to sew a straight line there. And that's because I also want to create a pocket for the other side since the magnets have to attract each other. So let's go ahead and put in a straight stitch. Up next, we're going to turn it back right side, and we now have the stitch line on the inside. So now we're going to create another pocket. So go back to my ironing board to iron this. Again, remember there is a magnet in there. You're not ironing the tip because it has a magnet and it's metal. So I'm going to keep cautioning you. It's a great fun little project, but it's also one that you need to have a little bit more expertise and take a little more caution when creating this. Now I'm just going to measure where I want my magnet because I know my magnet is a little over 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to just measure about a 1/2 inch from the bottom and mark that so that it fits well in there and it can move around. So that's all I'm doing right there. Next, I'm going to put my magnet into the little area because I now know where I want to put it in. And I'm just going to hold it with my finger so I don't lose it and so it doesn't slip into other areas of my bookmark. So again, once this is folded, your bookmark is going to attract each other. So, and since parts of your sewing machine does have metal, you want to be very careful as you sew. So all I did, and see there, like right at the end, I was struggling there because the magnet was catching on the base of my sewing machine. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew a straight line across down the bottom. I've also sewn a straight stitch across the area where I marked. So I also thought I had that video, but I don't. Anyways, there it is. So there it is. It's moving around, but it has just enough room to move around, but it's not stuck on just one side um of the bookmark. And I moved it to the other side so that it doesn't catch on the metal part, the metal base, the measuring area of my sewing machine, and also doesn't catch on my machine foot. So go ahead and get rid of the extra threads and you're just about done. This is like one of those easy projects. I enjoyed making this and it's fun. I know not a lot of people still read actual paper hard copies, but here's the thing. My oldest one just found some of my Harry Potter book series and she's interested in reading them. So I figured this is a good thing to have for her to use and mark where she's reading and come back to it. Because these magnets are pretty strong, it can go across multiple pages. So this is a thick number of, quite a few number of pages. It's thick and look, it actually holds it just fine. You can use the pointer area to mark where you stopped and it'll stay there. So this is a fun project. Let me know if you do try it. I'd love to see yours as well, so be sure to tag me. And because every time I use a sound, TikTok flags it, I'm just going to sing for y'all. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. When you're not happy, my skies are gray. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.